Hi, everybody. Welcome to EduMatch. Thank you so much for joining us. So, tonight we get to talk with Kim Clark Lane, one of my good friends who is a contributing author to EduSnap 17, the EduMatch Snapshot in Education 2017, a compilation of 34 chapters of what education looked like from both educators and students this year. It's going to be dropping at the end of the month. So, Kim wrote a fantastic chapter about girls coding called Where My Girls At. So welcome, Kim. Great to have you.
Hi everyone. I'm so excited to be here. This is awesome. I'm so excited for the book to come out. Like it's anticipation is like really gearing up. I'm like, oh my goodness. So I'm excited.
I totally feel you on that. Same here. Yes, 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 yes. That is a
Yeah,
shared feeling. So,
yeah.
for those who don't know Kim, let me tell you a little bit about her. So, she began her career in technology education 11 years ago, gaining experience teaching students in grades K through 12 in Mississippi and Texas. In the latter part of her years in education, she also served as a campus technology coordinator. She has also served as a technology consultant for Schoolhouse 21 since 2011, and she serves as a guest technology consultant for the Global Academic Technology Essentials Teacher Institute at Mississippi State University. In 2016, she was selected as the third cohort of the TED Ed Innovators, and she currently serves as the 2017-2018 ISTE Computer Science Network president. Kimberly is currently a district blended learning specialist in Texas. She earned a BA in educational technology, an MED in secondary education, and an EDS in secondary education with a specialization in technology from Jackson State University. Wow, that is a lot. So
Girl, you made it sound like I was really important. Oh my goodness.
you
Thank you.
are, yes. So it's great to have you here. So tell us what inspired you to get into education.
Oh my goodness. Since I've been a little girl, I've always wanted to be a teacher. Matter of fact, a technology teacher. So, I mean, just I guess probably like kindergarten. I just remember being a little girl wanting to be in education, wanting to be a teacher, wanting to teach others about technology and things I knew. So, I mean, just whenever I started. So I think the majority of the time it was my teachers that kind of inspired me to get into it because, of course, when you're young and you get into school, if you admire your teachers, you want to be like them. So I think that's basically kind of where I started.
Absolutely. And piggybacking off of that, I got to give a shout out to Mrs. Brooks from first grade, my favorite.
Ah,
Absolutely. So cool. All right. So you are super connected. You at ISTA you did EdSec Women. You put that you were you're highly connected, very very connected. So tell us about your own journey in connecting with other educators and what have you learned along the way?
oh my goodness, just connecting with other educators is really like if you're at a grocery store. If you have something on that's cool, that represents teachers or represents education, of course they're gonna kind of like stop you. When I'm at conferences, on social media has been my biggest connection networking platform is social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Oh my goodness, just wherever I am. I mean, my husband always says like when I go into the bathroom, I come out like with five friends. So the majority of the time, like somebody is an educator, somebody knows somebody. So I always look at like the 6 degrees of separation as well. So I mean, it's just wherever I am, I try to connect, especially with the educators, because you just think about it, everything in the world that you do, someone taught you. So I just really try to connect wherever I am. And then social media. Just social media is a huge connection.
Absolutely. And I love what you said that no matter what you've learned, somebody has taught you. So that is
Mhm.
so true. So, how did you become interested in your chapter topic on coding? Like how did you become interested? Let's take it way back to how did you become interested in coding in the first place?
Well, so just from I think from even just looking at pagers and the computer and how it works. I always wanted to know, like, who created this, like who's the inventor of this. So my mom just was really a huge advocate for whatever I wanted to do, I could do it. So she allowed me to just start it, basically looking at other educators that were older than me, and looking in magazines and looking in books. And I just realized that coding was important. That's how the computers are made. Computers are dumb. Somebody has to tell it what to do. I need some type of instruction on doing that. So just in my years of learning about just ed tech, I knew there was another side to it. I had a professor to say basically, no, I don't think that's for you. I don't think that's for girls. So I wanted to prove her wrong. I kind of, it didn't fall into my lap or anything like that. I've always had a love for anything techie. So that's kind of how I got started with it. But I think coding has blown up. I mean, when I was an undergrad taking computer classes, it was always all boys. And I always sat around and wondered, like, why are there just like all boys in this classroom? Well, little did I know, that was the reason, because there's just a lack of us that are there, and just the interests that are there. So I kind of just want us to do it always.
Absolutely, absolutely. So that is just phenomenal, that push that you're making. So let me ask you this. In your chapter that you wrote, what can people expect to read?
What are some ways that you can get girls involved in computer science? Not just girls, everybody. Also minorities. There's a huge lack of African Americans and Latino girls that are in computer science. Also, how it got started. A lot of times people don't know that it got started by in the early 1800s by Ada Lovelace. And so that's a huge thing that people don't know about. Just a couple of ways, and how Hidden Figures came about. Just kind of a backstory, take you back, and then, okay, well, now we're in 2017. What can we do? It's about to be 2018. But what can we do to get girls involved, and just some strategies and just ways that you can do it?
Yeah, so you talked a little bit about the history just now, just like from where it started to where it is now. Um, so how do you think we can I'm sorry, let me bring it back for a second. So I know in your book or in the chapter you were writing about like how computer science was predominantly female at one point in time. And many of us have seen the movie Hidden Figures, so we see that like in NASA with Katherine Johnson and with all of the women who are involved in that. So, but now I know that you wrote in your chapter that there was a statistic 0.4% of girls pick computer science majors. Is that what you said? So
Yeah.
how,
Yeah.
yes. So how can we increase the number of girls in computer science?
Stop the stereotypes that girls can't do it. I think it starts when they're in kindergarten. Girls and boys, they love it. It's really not an issue on the gender. Then we get to middle school, it's like, I don't want to do this, even though they have the interest in it. But we tend to, as society, push boys towards computer science and girls towards other things like being a teacher, being a nurse, just those little dainty things. And who says computer science is not dainty? Who says that you don't have to be in heels or whatever you want to be in any field of STEM in computer science? Just not computer science, but STEM, period. So I think that's what we need to do, is just stop and also be conscious of our own biases. I think sometimes we as adults have a lot of biases that we really don't know we have. I think this is human nature, but just be conscious of those, and why do we have them, especially when we're educating students, because they're like sponges. So they listen to whatever we say. We're their role models. So why not push them into a direction of whatever they want to be? Everybody doesn't have to be a computer scientist, but just giving them the opportunity, because I think once they get from middle school, they might be interested in getting into it, but then something happens from middle school to high school where their interests fall. So just showing the students that you can be a computer scientist in anything. You can be STEM focus in anything and STEM minded allows you to think differently. So just embedding that into everyday life whenever you're in the classroom.
Absolutely. Like making that the fabric of your classroom. I love it.
Hmm.
Yeah, just really embedding it and integrating it. Great. All right. So just with your background in education, if somebody is watching right now, what general advice would you have for another educator?
In regards to computer science or just education,
Anything.
period?
Yeah, anything you want to share.
Oh my goodness, become innovative. Start going on social media, looking at look you don't even have to tweet. You don't even have to go on a particular social media platform per se, putting your profile on there, but make it known that you're interacting with other educators. Look and see what they're doing. Students like engagement. And when I say engagement, the worksheet sit and get just doesn't work anymore for this generation. You have to learn how to help our students understand how it's going to interact in the real world. Because kids always say, okay, why do I need geometry? Well, you need geometry, or you need reading, you need writing, you need these things, but make it interactive to where they understand, I can use geometry when, if I'm a construction worker or whatever the case may be, it is needed if you apply it correctly. So just become innovative. And you're saying, okay, well, what does innovative mean? How do I do this? Well, hey, I always use Google, Dr. Google, Google for everything. Just kind of Google some ways that you can become innovative, and you don't have to always use technology because it's not like a magic bullet to help everyday life. But it does enhance the engagement piece into your classroom.
Absolutely. I love that. And just I love that underlying message that anyone can bring innovation into their
Hmm.
practice. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So that is wonderful. Really love chatting with you. The time has flown. But if
I
people want to,
know.
yeah, it went by so fast. But where can people find you to connect with you online?
So I am always everywhere. Ask a techno girl. So on Twitter, it's spelled ASKATECHNO girl. And there's like a little alter ego of a girl that's me. It's me in my techie space. So Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, always ask a techno girl. And you can reach me out at any time. You can also go to my blog, which is www.askatechnogirl.com as well.
Sweet. That is awesome. So I know that our viewers are definitely they're definitely wanting to get in touch with you. So definitely connect with Kim. She is amazing. So as you all know, we're not going to have a tweet and talk this Sunday because it'll be the 24th. However, we will be having our Edu Snap 17 launch party on the 30th of the month. So definitely check out social media for more information on that. I think that that's the pin suite on the at EduMatch Books account that tells you more info on how to get in on that. The 31st, we will not have a tweet and talk because that's New Year's Eve and people will be turning up. So what we will be doing is that our next one will be on the 14th of January, and that one will be all about drumroll please gamification. So yes. So sign up if you want to be part of the panel podcasts.edumatch.org/sign up or watch it podcasts with an s.edumatch.org/tweet talk. And then at 7 p.m., then we are going to have a special episode with Terrence White. So definitely check that out, everyone. So thank you so much for tuning in. This will be available as a podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, everywhere you get your podcasts, as well as on YouTube. It'll be edited and we'll put some nice like bumper music on it. So everyone have a fantastic evening and happy holidays.
Bye, everyone. See you
Bye
later.
everybody.